Hey everybody, I'm Aaron Simmons. This is Philosophy for Where We Find Ourselves, February 13th, 2023. The last few weeks we've been doing some deep diving, thinking about Martin Heidegger's being in time, wrestling with some of his very complicated and technically difficult notions in order to see how they play out in practical ways in our everyday lives. Well, today we're going to change things up. We're going to take up an idea that is no less significant. If anything, it's kind of the great underlying question and idea that attends all we do. But I'm hoping that it gives us a little bit of a breather, a little bit of a break from the technical philosophy and allows us to focus on the way that philosophy surrounds us every day, everywhere we are. Before we dive in, I want to remind you, if you have not subscribed here on YouTube, please do. I would greatly appreciate it. And hop over to my website, jaaronsimmons.com, and sign up for my monthly newsletter. All right, let me ask you a question. What is worthy of your finitude? This question is, I think, the fundamental question of all existential philosophy, maybe all philosophy in general, because it forces us to realize that all of the meaning that we make in the world is premised on and conditioned by the fact that we do not live forever. Now, this is an important idea because we tend to think that our time is something that we can sell to others if they pay us enough. As we say often, time is money. As Aaron James reminds us in his book, Surfing with Sartre, time is time, money is money. We should not confuse the two. And when we don't confuse them, we invite ourselves to escape the economic logic by which we understand existence as a matter of quantitative accumulation, external success. If we can shift away from that economic logic toward a more existential logic, a logic I refer to often as faithfulness, then it's not just a matter of quantitative accumulation, but instead of qualitative investment. Is what I'm doing, what I am believing, what I am making happen today worthy of the time that I have? It's important to realize that ultimately existentialism asks us the question, what will you do with your time given that you do not have an unlimited amount of it? And that is a question that can be heavy, but it also can be freeing. It encourages us to realize that we are rarely stuck, that existence is not something that confines and traps us, but it is something that actually frees us to make meaning on purpose relative to the story we hope our life tells. What is worthy of your finitude? A friend of mine just sent me a poem actually this morning. He said that he wrote it inspired by some of the work I had been doing, and it spoke so well, so perfectly to this idea that I was wanting to do for the video today that I got his permission to share it with you. His name is Jimmy Broger, a great friend, an amazing thinker, and his poem is simply called Of Clockless Fields. It goes like this. I stand above the grasping ring, my waking hours encircling. I don't look down, I need not care, in this expanse of timeless air. Beyond all moments, minutes, hours, I come back home to smell the flowers. What flowers do you come back home to smell? What is it that causes your attention to be purposively engaged in a particular direction? I define faith as risk with direction. We are always risking because we are finite creatures. We might make bad choices. We might waste our time doing things that were economically focused to gain trophies, accumulate wealth. Then these aren't bad things, but they can suck away the meaning and purpose and richness of the choices themselves. Can we today live on purpose, risk ourselves in a direction that we deem worthy of the time we have? I'm not going to tell you exactly what that then should look like because we all have different views about how time is worth spending. For me, I want to head to the mountains. I always want to head to the mountains. To fish, to bike, to camp, to hike, to be with people I love, doing something that reminds me of the grandeur of that which surrounds us, and yet the importance and significance of every single minute during our existence. Can we, in little ways today, say today matters, I'm happy to be here, and I'm going to do it with everything I've got? If we do that, then maybe, as my buddy Jimmy says, we can, in fact, live beyond all moments precisely because we are invested in each one. All right, maybe next week we'll come back to do some more heavy lifting. I don't know exactly. I'm always trying to make these videos reflecting where I find myself and where I'm hearing from you about where you find yourselves. So drop a comment. Tell me issues, questions, ideas that you want me to consider. I'd be happy to do it, and I look forward to thinking with you as we move forward together. I'll see you next time, unless a piano falls on our heads.